Baruch Hashem, it's a mitzvah to be pesach b'chol Aksanya because the cats really deserve it. First of all, to start with this amazing evening. So, thank you. Everyone says by Sheva Brachos, one of the aims is to go to the families and see the special things that there is to see, and everyone in the community knows that whenever it comes to any type of chesed, that the Katzes are a family to call on whenever you get stuck or you need help, meals, anything. I thought it was very convenient that the Sheva Brachos fell out in Parshas Yisro, because there's lots of Shalom Bayis lessons to learn. So, I don't know the Shreya yet so well, but from the wedding he made us all feel very welcome with that beaming smile. So, I know we'll take this in the spirit which is intended. But in Parshas Yisro we learn a lot about father-in-law. When Yisro came along, he did what every father-in-law does best, and that is, he comes to give some nice advice. Oh yeah. He said, the first thing he said to Moshe, Moshe said, he welcomed him, he said hello, he gave him the meal, and before Moshe had a chance to catch his breath, he said, what are you doing? So, the first good news is it's nothing to worry about. And he starts giving a piece of his mind. I'll tell you how to run the place. You Moshe Rabbeinu, listen, you're a novice at this. You just took out the whole nation from Mitzrayim. Big deal. Take my advice, I'll tell you how to run the show. You've got to do it differently. So how do you deal with such a father-in-law? So we look into this week's Sedra, and the Pasuk says, Vayishma Moshe l'kol chosno. Vayas kol asher Almighty, everything that his father-in-law said, he did, and with a smile. Listen to that. However, just in case you were getting a little bit nervous, there's 3 psukim later, it says, Vayishalach Moshe es chosno, vayelech lo yelatzei. So, I thought this was really relevant. And as Rashi says, he all of a sudden found an amazing cure of opportunity. The guy of B'nai Mishpachtoi, all of a sudden a nice opportunity came up and he said, I think it would be amazing at doing a particular job just a bit down the road from us. So, the lesson is smile and do everything he says the first time. And after that, you follow Moshe Rabbeinu's advice. But on a serious note, Rashi says in the next pasuk, "B'chodesh hashish yitzeis bnei Yisrael me'eretz Mitzrayim b'yoyim hazeh bo midbar Sinai." Now Rashi says b'yoyim hazeh. Why does it say b'yoyim hazeh? It should have said b'yoyim hahu. So it teaches us shir divrei Torah chadoshim alecha ki'ilu hayoyim niknu. So that means that every year in Parshas Yisro, you have to imagine as if the Torah was given to you that year, right here, right now. But not just on that year, but b'yoyim hazeh, on this very day. You have to imagine Har Sinai, which is also very appropriate for the wedding season, because everyone knows that by Matan Torah, Klal Yisrael got married to Hashem. And getting married is also to be used as a vehicle to understand one's relationship to Hashem. So what lesson can we learn out of Matan Torah? So there's a famous story in the Gemara with Rava and the Apikoros. Everyone knows the story of Rava and Apikoros. That Rava was busy learning hard, and he had his thumb stuck under his knee and it was spurting out blood. And Apikoros said, I'm a Pazizo, you hasty nation. You haven't learned anything in all the years since Matan Torah. Matan Torah, you just said, Nasa v'nishma, you're going to do it. You didn't even know what you're letting yourselves in for. And now as well, you're just learning, you don't know what you're doing. You've got your heads in the clouds. And then in this week's Sedra, Taka says, Moshe Rabbeinu went to tell the people what's in store. We're going to do it. They didn't ask any questions. And the question is asked that surely the Apikoros had a point. I mean, how can you just say Nasa? How can you do such a thing? And if we may add to the question of Apikoros, which is always nice, Chazal say, Il Malei HaKadosh Baruch Hu Oizroi, no one would be able to deal with the Yetzer Hara. The Yetzer Hara is a difficult thing. Everyone knows that you're in the big battle, every second of your life, you're up against the Yetzirah, and were it not for HaKadosh Baruch Hu's help, you wouldn't be able to manage. In which case the question is, how can you say Nasa when it's not biyodcha? How can you give a commitment to do something when it's not in your control? It all depends on how much siyata d'shmaya you get. If you just say Nasa, yes, we'll do it, we'll give a commitment, we'll swear allegiance, and you don't know if you can do it. And I was thinking that maybe the answer also comes from this week's Sedra. And that is that Moshe Rabbeinu, when he went to report the words of Klal Yisrael to Hashem, so Rashi says something very interesting. Rashi says on Pasuk Pegel test, Pasuk test. V'yom Hashem al Moshe, Hine lechi boi lecha ba'ava onon, I'm coming to you, and it's Ava onon, ba'avo yishmael b'dabri yimoch v'gam b'choy yaminu lo'ilom, v'yagid Moshe's divrei omel Hashem. So Rashi says, Tshuva tov zeh shomati mem, sheretzoyno lishmoya mincho, eino doida shemeya mipi shliach, v'shemeya mipi hamelech. Moshe Rabbeinu, originally, HaKadosh Baruch Hu was only going to give the Torah through Hashem, through Moshe Rabbeinu. All of the Aseret HaDibros would have been given through Moshe Rabbeinu. But there was a change in plan that Klal Yisrael said, we don't want to receive the Torah through the intermediary, we want to receive it directly through Hashem. And that's why the first two of the Aseret HaDibros, they were Zoychated directly. He said, Einai doime Hashemei mipi shliach l'Shemei mipi hamelech, Ritzaynenu liros es malkeinu. Amazing words. Ritzaynenu liros es malkeinu. It's our desire to see our king. Ritzaynenu liros es malkeinu. So it's an incredible thing that they were asking for. They were saying that they, as a nation, as a whole, were asking that they want to have a direct personal connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ritzaynenu liros es malkeinu. So, if you have a direct relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so then of course you're going to get siyata d'shmaya. Because you have a direct relationship. If you're there and you're living with Hashem, what it's not a question, maybe you'll get siyata d'shmaya, maybe you won't. If you're living always with HaKadosh Baruch Hu in front of you, in your sight, you want to see HaKadosh Baruch Hu, there's not a shayla, of course you're absolutely going to get siyata d'shmaya. And therefore it's biyodom. It's within their abilities. They can say Nasa, they can go for it, and they can reach for the skies, which is really what Matan Torah is about, is reaching for the skies. They were requesting an audacious demand that a nation as a whole is asking to see HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's the skies, it's the limits. But because they were asking for the skies and the limits, and for that direct personal relationship, at the same time they also were guaranteed that they'd be able to have the siyata d'shmaya to defeat the Yitzhar and all life's nisyonos. So for me, this was personally a tremendous message that if you live this, the problem is the Chet HaEgel, which was really to put the Torah as a block. There's two ways you can use the Torah. Either you can use the Torah as a way of connecting to Hashem, or Chas v'Shalom, you can use the Torah as a block between you and Hashem. You can say, Hashem's up there, I don't really have anything to do with him. I'm down here, so I'll follow a set of laws which I decide I'll keep to. I'll decide what my level is, I'll keep to those laws. And now I don't have to think about HaKadosh Baruch Hu anymore. I just do what's done, and do what I decide I'm holding, yeah? And then that's it. There's no more direct connection, there's no more direct awareness of Hashem. It's always just doing the list of things which I've decided to take on. But that's really the Chet HaEgel, the Kabbalah Satorah, which you're supposed to have each year, as we saw by Yom HaZeh. The Kabbalah Satorah is really to understand that you can have a direct relationship with the Kodesh Baruch Hu, and then you guarantee siyata d'shmaya to overcome the Yitzhar. So I think the message is that, especially when one's starting to build a new house, Rosh Hashanah as a person that's not in the mood to have a life of psharos. Psharos is the worst possible thing. You have to have a life of she'ifas for the top. Because if you don't have she'ifas to have a connection with Hashem, then where's the siyata d'shmaya going to come from? You're just going to be living in your own closed world. If you want to have a life which is not psharos, it's not always trying to put things down and make it into a minimum. You want to have siyata d'shmaya in all your areas, you have to aim for the top. You also have to have a direct daily agenda and daily goal. What am I going to do today? Which is the nasa. You have to stop doing things. You also have to do things. You don't just say, oh, happy clappy, I love you, God, right? You have to have a daily lifestyle which you're going to implement these she'ifas. But the she'ifas have to be Ritzinei L'Eretz Yisrael